There. It's really an honor to partner with programs like this. And that's why we have so many opportunities to serve around here and are making such an impact. I want to say just a word about this warm welcome campaign that we're in the midst of. Every time around this time of year, we encourage people to celebrate Jesus' birth in a Jesus kind of way, which is always about having a view towards others, not just spending on ourselves. Now, a few people have had questions about this year's campaign, and they're legitimate. Some have said it sounds like, if you're looking at just fixing some stuff in the building and getting new carpeting and getting new signage and fixing the bathrooms and things like that, we're just doing it for ourselves. And so it doesn't sound like it has the same other-oriented focus that our other campaigns have had. So I wanted to explain something here about what our thinking is on this. If you were here last week, I told a story about Toke. And the first time I met Toke and her 3 children, they had fled Nigeria. And were living in homeless shelters. And after the service, we went out for lunch, and then I went back with them to this day shelter that they stayed in before they would take a bus to this gym and sleep on cots with a bunch of strangers. And this shelter, as I explained last week, it was a small room, completely bare. There was a worn-out couch there that a drunk person was sleeping on, and a little table, and that was it. No television, no magazines, no entertainment, no anything. And it was beat up. So it was a beat up, small, empty little room. Now that says something. That communicates something to the people that use that room. And it's a message that poor folks get more often than not. And the message is simply this: you are worth only our leftovers. You get whatever's left over. There's nothing particularly welcoming or inviting about this. It's just like, here's the leftover, and that's what you get to use. We here at Woodland Hills don't want to be communicating that message. It's a message about your dignity, about what our attitude is to you. Do you get our best, or do you get our leftovers? And we really want our message communicated through just the way what we put out. We want that message to be one of welcoming, and that you have worth, and you have dignity, and you have value, and we're glad that you're here. We want the folks at the new BAM to feel that way, and the parents that come here, the folks that come to get our homeless ministries, or our daycare, or any of the other dozen or so ministries that we have here. And all throughout the week, there are people that are here. One of the things I love about Woodland Hills Church is you can come to this church any day of the week, and there's going to be folks here that are using services. And I love it. That's often noisy. I think church buildings should be noisy throughout the week. I feel sorry for those churches that are silent and empty, except for on Sunday. We want to make a use of every square inch of this building. And so, yes, this is something that we have for ourselves. We want people who come to church to feel welcome. But if it was just about us, we could put it off. It wouldn't be that high of a value. Because when we come to church, for most of us, our dignity is not in question. But when you come for a service, well, that is in question. And we want that question to be answered in the affirmative. We want to give a warm welcome. And so that's what this campaign is about. So I ask you to pray about how you'd steward God resources. Pray about how God would use you to contribute to this campaign. There's more information about it at the help desk. There's a brochure there. And I encourage you, if you haven't got one yet, to get that brochure and read up on this and pray about this. All right? All right?